A wave of anti-American protests, which is gathering strength as it sweeps across the Muslim world. Police in Yemen have reportedly fired warning shots at another mob of protesters heading for the U.S. Embassy, while similar clashes rage in the Egyptian capital. Let's head now live to RT's Paula Sleer for the latest. Paula, take us to Sana'a first. The American mission there was raided just yesterday, and now it's under attack again?
Well, we are receiving reports as I speak to you that the police have been firing tear gas as well as live ammunition at the crowds that have gathered for the second straight day in front of the American embassy of the capital city of Yemen. Now, we understand that the security barrier that was formed by security personnel to protect the American embassy in Sana'a has been broken through. And as we're speaking, the situation there seems to be out of control. We're hearing reports of cars being smashed, of windows being smashed, that there are cars aflame, and that the whole situation is deteriorating fast. The crowd is angry, like we've seen elsewhere across the region, over this American-made film that mocks the Prophet Muhammad. Now, there are similar scenes taking place here in the Egyptian capital of Cairo, where I'm speaking to you from, as well as in Bahrain and Qatar. Now, those two places are particularly interesting because these are traditionally American-backed allies. But there again, we're seeing hundreds of people taking to the streets angry with the United States over this film.
Now, the U.S. Embassy in Cairo has been under siege for days. How are the authorities there coping with the assault?
Well, this is the fourth consecutive day that angry mobs have taken to the streets of Cairo. You can see behind me the youngsters primarily who are throwing stones over a security barrier, a security wall in essence that has been erected around the American embassy. Making my way here to this live position was dangerous, trying to get through that crowd as these huge concrete barriers are being thrown in the air. There was tear gas still being fired, people still covering their faces, people walking around with masks to prevent the tear gas from stinging their eyes. The situation here certainly does seem unruly. Now, there is, from where I'm standing, no police presence. They would be on the other side of the barrier, but the whole road here is lined up with ambulances. And since I've been talking to you, I've heard at least two of those ambulances ferrying people away from here. The Muslim Brotherhood earlier gave a call for a nationwide strike. There was talk of a million-man march to condemn this American-sponsored movie. But they've since withdrawn that call and they've asked for smaller symbolic protests to be held. But when you look at the angry crowd behind me and you hear the mood on the streets of Cairo, it doesn't seem as if the Muslim Brotherhood is really the forefront player in this whole scenario. The Brotherhood's president, Mohammed Morsi, is currently touring Europe, where he has been promised at least $1 billion in aid. That is the purpose of this trip, to try and get sponsorship in light of a lot of the countries concerned of what's happening in Egypt and withdrawing their sponsorship. The questions here are being asked: why is he not doing enough right now to quell the crisis back at home?
That certainly is the question. Live there from Cairo, RT's Paula Sleer. And of course, you can always follow Paula on Twitter at PaulaSleer_RT.